Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, my name is Lydia and thank you so much for stopping by. It's really good to have all of you here. Today, I'm taking you on a little trip down memory lane. I've pulled out some of my older digital scrapbook layouts, pages I made quite a while ago. Looking at them now, it's kind of amazing to see how much has changed in my style and how some things haven't changed at all. Some layouts still make me smile the way they did back then. Others, let's just say, I've learned a lot along the way. Either way, I thought it would be fun to share this with you because every layout tells a story and these ones have a few to tell. Let's get started. Let's start with this one. These photos were taken during our visit to West Virginia. We always have a great time there, regardless of the season, whether spring or fall, it never fails to impress with its beauty. There is always something to explore or enjoy. Anyway, I really love the simplicity and clean look of this layout. The color combination of the elements and pattern papers complement the theme perfectly, making it ideal for showcasing photos that reflect a connection with nature and the forest. It strikes just the right balance for highlighting these scenic trail shots. This picture says it all. Between being out and about in the outdoors and finding a new best friend to love, there is so much joy packed into this moment. So, a simple journal card was all I needed to build this layout. I added just a bit of paint splatter and confetti to finish the page. At first, I wasn't quite sure what to do with the photo. I started with one paper and adjusted the hue and saturation. But I didn't like how it turned out, especially if you also use the photo over here. So then I tried a houndstooth pattern paper. Again, it just didn't feel right. Eventually, I decided to start fresh, this time using a glitter pattern paper paired with a simple design that finally clicked. For the final touch, I took a screenshot of the word joy and its definition from Google. I used the magic wand tool to remove the white background and place the text directly onto the layout, as is. Let's rewind a few years back to when we were still living in an apartment and searching for a place we could truly call home. Back then, we still had our little girl with us. She was such a bundle of pure joy. We still miss her from time to time. As for this photo, I didn't need much, just a few embellishments here and there. And to create this embellishment over here, I used the right and left bracket keys. If you want to try something similar, make sure to use a bold, chunky font for the brackets. Something like ABDMT Condense Extra Bold, or you may want to use Arial Black Regular. That can be fun too. And you can also use something like Impact Regular. That way, you can clip pattern paper to the shapes like I did here. For the paper strip over here, I used the polygonal lasso tool. It helps give the edge a fussy cut look, which adds a fun, handmade feel to the page. Here's a cute layout of our girls. Pixie, our dog, loved to eat. She would eat anything. And as the family documenter, I had to capture moments like this. I'm really glad I have this layout to remind me of what everyday life looked like back then. As you can see in the shot, Pixie was waiting for food to fall on the floor. To add a little fun, I placed a thought bubble near her head and these 2 arrows right here, as if she were dreaming about the food that might drop. And for the bubble over here, or you can say just the oval shape over here, you can easily create this using the line tool and marquee tool for that. I chose this goldish brown pattern paper for the background. I actually tried other colors like taupe and cream, but the design just didn't feel right. Everything looked like it was floating, and the photo didn't stand out. Darker paper like this gives the layout some weight and helps ground the design so the photo doesn't get lost. When I create a layout, I like to build visual groups, like what you see here. Group A on one side and Group B on the other. Why is grouping important in scrapbook design? For me, it's because grouping creates visual interest, guides the eye, and adds depth. It helps organize elements and emphasize key areas, making the page more engaging and also memorable. One tip over here, when you are building a group, make sure it includes at least 3 elements. Using just 2 can feel a bit off balance, like something's missing. But 3 or more elements, especially when they work together with a good color scheme, make the group feel complete and intentional. I love the summer vibe on this layout. Just looking at the color combinations bring back memories of what summer feels like in Maryland. Yup, summer here means hot and humid weather. And let's not forget the mosquitoes and gnats that seem to find their way into your eyes and mouth. But despite all that, I really love summer in Maryland, especially when the kids were still young. We would always go berry picking or gather other stone fruits. Okay, for this layout, I tried to mimic the background paper to match the texture and color of my daughter's shirt. Actually, I have a tutorial on how to create a custom cardstock like this in Photoshop. You can check it out by click the link here, or you can find it below in the description of this video. And then I added some paper strips here and a few embellishments scattered around the page. One thing I love about digital scrapbooking is that you never run out of embellishments. I mean, never. The only reason you'd stop using something is because you found something cooler or you've just gotten bored of using it over and over and over again. Like these little beads here, they've somehow found their way into my heart and I just keep using them again and again. Okay. I remember when I took this photo a long time ago. My camera seemed to have a mind of its own, and processed the image in a way I definitely wasn't happy with. The photo had way too many red tones. So before using it in my layout, I corrected the color using color balance and curves. Okay, here in the layers panel over here, as you can see, here is what the original photo looked like. And so let me make it bigger a little bit so you can see. So to reduce the red tones, I open the color balance panel like over here and then choose the color balance over here. So I have it right here and slid the red cyan slider to the left, which helped tone things down. And then I move the yellow-blue slider slightly to the right to cool the image even more. Next, I went to curves. So you can find curves also from here. And then just choose curves. And so since I have it already here, so I will just open it here. And open the drop-down menu from the RGB box right here. And select it red. So I selected this red. I adjusted the curve by dragging the top point of the red line over here slightly downward to pull out more of the red tones. You can also check the green and the blue channels to fine-tune the color if needed. So go back here and then you can click on this green and then the blue also. As you can see, after the adjustments, the photo looked so much better. No more overwhelming red. Here is the before. And here is the after. This is one of my favorite layouts. For this page, I used a lot of layer masking because I wanted to separate the background from the subject. It's a photo of my daughter at the beach, and I already had an idea in my head for how I wanted the layout to look. To quickly block out the background, I used a layer mask, which is such a great tool because it lets you hide parts of the image without actually deleting anything. Even though the layout looks really simple, there were actually quite a few steps involved. I'm thinking about doing another video to walk you through how to create this kind of layout from start to finish. For this one, I used some of Aspness brush strokes, tidbits, and overlays. I just love how the white space looks. It gives the layout a clean, open feel. And to finish it off, I used the brush tool to carefully ink the edges and pull everything together. I was looking at his closet the other day, and that moment became the starting point for this layout. You see, scrapbooking for me is more than just placing photos on a page. Digital scrapbooking is a creative way for me to journal. It's how I capture and preserve meaningful thoughts or moments I want to remember. That's exactly what this layout is about. a photo of my husband's shirts. It may seem like an ordinary subject, but sometimes everyday objects can become powerful storytellers. This simple photo gave me the chance to reflect on him, our life, and what these quiet visual details mean to me. If you ever feel like you are running out of ideas for what to photograph, or that you've been taking pictures of the same thing over and over, using prompts can really help spark your creativity again. You might be surprised by the stories that come up. Coming up with what to write isn't always easy. I struggle with it too. But sometimes starting with a photo of something simple can help. Maybe it's your favorite mug or a set of antique plates passed down through your family. Ask yourself, why is this object meaningful to me? When you combine that photo with even a few honest words about why it matters, you've got something truly special to scrapbook. This layout is about my daughter and her favorite comfy shoes. She loved them so much she wore them until their last breath. Yes, honestly, I really admire her confidence. She wore those shoes proudly, not caring at all whether her peers might make fun of her. The reason I choose to use the beautiful flower clusters in this layout is to create contrast between the objects. The flowers look fresh, vibrant, and beautiful, while the shoes are worn out, ugly, and tired. But by combining them on this page, I created something unique and dramatic with a touch of beauty. I decided to use gold for the title and the ribbon because to my daughter, the shoes weren't just comfortable, they were golden. The older they got, the more comfortable they became. And that's what made them priceless to her. Every time I see this layout, it puts a big smile on my face. My daughter was 8 years old in this layout, and her favorite TV show at that time was the Powerpuff Girls. One morning, I caught her sneaking into my room wearing this outfit. And of course, I had to grab my camera and snap a few shots to create one of those fun comic style action words like kaboom or twag and this bam. Grab the horizontal type tool. For this kind of bold, punchy text, try using a strong font like Arial Black, Impact Regular, or popular STD Black. For the Kaboom text, I use SF Comic Script that I downloaded free from thefont.com. So here in the tool option, set the size to whatever you like. I think I will try using 37 point. And then here in the document, I will just type my word. I will use this word, bang. And also over here, you might wanna choose the color that you like for your text. I think for this example, I'm going to use this color. Now, before hitting the check mark, click the Create Warp Text icon in the tool option over here. And in the Warp Text dialog box, set the style to whatever that you think is good for your layout. So I'm going to just use this bulge. And then play around with the horizontal and vertical distortion sliders So let's see, I'm going to put it like this way, and then the vertical distortion, it's probably hard for you to see what I'm doing right now because of the color of the text, but feel free to play around with it. So I'm going to just do the vertical distortion to -28%, and then click OK. And when you are happy with the look, click OK to commit the text. All right, now I'm going to move this one up a little bit here. All right. Next, go to the FX icon in the Layers panel and choose Stroke. In the Stroke dialog box, set the size to 3 pixels, or you can also try set the size to 2 pixels, and then position to inside, blend mode to normal, set the opacity to 100%, and click on this color chip icon to get this color picker and set the color that you like. So I think I'm going to try to use this color over here, and then click OK and click OK again. Next, to create the starburst shape, use the custom shape tool. So here in the toolbar, get this custom shape tool, and over here in the shape box, click on it and click on Legacy Shapes and More. And if you don't see that option, in the menu bar, go to Window, Shapes. Click on it and the Shapes panel will pop out. And click the 3-line menu over here and choose Legacy Shapes and More. And just click on it. And so now, and over here, as you can see, now you will be able to see this Legacy Shapes and More. And scroll down and get all legacy default shapes. And then scroll down some more and click on this symbol. And now you can select and click on this starburst shape. Okay, I'm going to close this now. And so on the document, you can just click and drag the shape. And there you go. And then release. And in the menu bar, go to Layer, Rasterize, Shape. After that, you can apply a stroke just like you did with the text. So here in the Layers panel, I will just go to this FX style icon and then click on Stroke. And here you can just, I will just do the same thing like what I did with the text. And so, but I will change the color into probably this punchy orange. Yeah. All right. I'll just do that and then click OK. And if you want to have a little stronger stroke, you can definitely set the size to 6 pixels or 7, whatever you like. And then just click OK. So here I'm going to grab the Move tool. And now you can move the word. So let's make sure that this the word is on top of the starburst. So I'll just do that, and then I'll just put it on this over here. And just like that, the fun comic style action words is done. And that wraps up my layout share for today. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed your company. If you like what you saw, be sure to check out my other videos too. Don't forget to hit like, and if you found this helpful, I'd be so honored if you subscribe to my channel. Now, I'm curious. I shared why I scrapbook. What about you? Why do you scrapbook? And do you do it digitally? Or are you more into traditional scrapbooking? Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep on scrapping.